So mass panic buying in the United States of America is happening right now, okay? And this is a microcosm of what could happen at any time in the United States, all right? We are talking about empty shelves. We're talking about no toilet paper, no water, no canned goods, no boxes, anything like that. Anything that's not in a refrigerator is done. And then the refrigerated goods are on their last leg too. But people are stocking up big time, okay? So you do not want to be in this situation. You never want to be in this situation. This could happen to anyone at any time, all right? And people, a lot of people, you know, move new places. They you know, move somewhere new and they're not ready for what's going to happen. They're not ready for the natural disasters and the emergencies that could happen in their new area, okay? So if you haven't heard, a state of emergency was declared for Florida, okay, for this Hurricane Ian, but it's getting even worse now, all right? Once the emergency was declared, people started panic buying and all the food is gone now, okay? And if you've ever, I grew up in Florida. I lived in Florida for most of my life, okay? And if you've ever been in Florida during a hurricane, it's very eerie the day before, during, and after. It's almost like Christmas or something where everything's closed. Nothing's open. All the gas stations are closed. McDonald's is closed. Burger King is closed. Everything is closed. Walmart's closed. Everything's closed, okay? So you are running out of time. If you are in Florida, if you are in Mississippi, Louisiana, then Alabama, you need to be getting prepared. Even like Southeast Texas, okay? This could affect everyone. This could hit the oil refineries. This could be a much bigger disaster than just a hurricane. And it's supposed to be heading towards Tampa, all right? And that's my native area, is Tampa. That's where I grew up, the Tampa Bay area. And my wife went to college in Tampa. All this stuff, I'm very connected to Tampa, so I know exactly where this hurricane is heading. And Tampa is a massive port city, okay? Massive port city. This could shut down the port potentially for weeks, okay? There's been times where the ports have flooded. There's been times where the bay, Tampa Bay, is flooded, okay? Because it's a bay, it's an inlet, and the hurricane pushes, it shoves all the water up into this bay, and there's nowhere for it to go, all right? A lot of houses are on stilts in this area because they are so used to having floods, all right? So do not end up like these people that are panicking. This could be you. This could be any situation. This could be, you know, World War III starting. This could be the alarms, the sirens going off, all right? This could be a tornado siren. This could be anything. I'm just saying, this could be you, and you could have 36 hours left to get ready, okay? It's less than 48 hours for these people now. And some people are just now seeing this news. Some people are just now realizing, wait a minute, I don't even have any water. What if the power goes out? Is my water still going to be on? Is my toilet going to flush? My fridge isn't going to work. A lot of people have moved to Florida recently, and I'm not bashing or anything. That's how it is, okay? I moved to Colorado a few years ago, and I've had to get used to the cold, all right? I had my pipes freeze and all these different types of things that I was never used to, all right? So I know how it is, but moving to Florida, a lot of people think it's just like sunshine and palm trees all the time. We get extreme weather events. We get extreme hurricanes all the time, extreme flooding, extreme heat, extreme humidity. There's fires, there's tornadoes, water spouts, tons of natural disasters for Florida, okay? But don't end up like these people. Get prepared now, guys. You don't want to be running to the store. And this is just an example, like, how are the shelves empty within like 24, 48 hours of them announcing an emergency? How are they just empty? This shows you how fragile the food system and our supply chain, everything really is. It shows you how fragile it is because people can just wipe it out in 24 hours. 24 hours, the biggest city near you, all the stores could be empty. Legally and lawfully, people didn't steal this stuff. They just went and bought it. They just heard it's emergency and they went and bought. Okay? So don't like get caught up in the panic, all right? This is why it's like people always are like, oh, this is fear mongering, this is this and that. No, we're trying to warn you beforehand. We're trying to give people foresight and future knowledge, future scenarios that could happen. All right. So people are prepared now. So when it doesn't, so when the government's only going to tell you 24 hours, 48 hours before something happens. All right. Look at what happened overseas. They kind of just like let people stay there until it went down, until things went down, until there was an invasion. All right. They kind of just, I mean, they were warning people like, hey, this is probably going to happen. But most people were still just like in their apartments, like watching TV when there was a literal invasion of their country, because they didn't take it serious and because the government didn't even really tell them like ahead of time and make it serious, give them enough time to really process it and get prepared. People were just like, okay, like, sure, that's gonna happen. All right, buddy. It's called normalcy bias. You want things to be normal. You want things to be, you know what I mean? You don't want to accept that things could possibly change. Your life could change. You might have to evacuate your house. I was reading 300,000 people have been ordered to evacuate. All right. And these are not always like, you can't force people to leave their house, but it's one of those things. If you were in this evacuation zone and you were told to leave and you do not leave, you will not receive emergency services until the emergency is over, until it's safe for them to get to you. All right. So if you're in an evacuation zone and something happens, you're kind of on your own. All right. My experience is we never evacuated. We were always in a house that was like not right on the water or anything like that. We also had a house that was in stilts before, but it wasn't on the water, so it was pretty safe. And our other house was like up on a hill, kind of like on a neighborhood like hill. So we've always been very safe from flooding. We've never had that problem. But when I was a kid, the tree in the backyard got struck by lightning. Massive oak tree, and it split kind of like, halfway down the middle, and there was just kind of like a trunk left with like parts sticking out, and then the rest of the tree just fell over, and it was all burned up and black on the tip of it and crisp it up, and we had to chainsaw the tree up and cut it up and get it out of there. Okay. And it almost landed on our house. It was very close to landing on our house, super close, feet away from landing on our screen or screen porch or whatever it's called, screen back porch, whatever. Those are very common in Florida. I can't remember what they're called, but it was feet away from that. All right. So it's just, there's all these things you need to be prepared for. A literal tree could fall on your house. You know what I'm saying? Your house could get struck by lightning. My friend's house, when I was a kid, his house got struck by lightning. All right. And it wasn't even that far from my house where the tree got struck. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Everybody was inside. Everyone was sleeping when it happened, but their house did get struck by lightning. Okay. So get prepared, guys. Don't be like, I'm not like judging anyone. I get some people just like don't have time. Some people didn't hear. Some people, but don't be one of these people that are the last people to prepare. All right. You do not want to be in that situation. And there's been, I brought it up before in the last video that, or a couple days ago, that people were getting stranded on the road in Florida during the hurricane a couple years ago because all the gas stations are closed, guys. I'm telling you, the like 3 days around where the hurricane hits, everything's just closed. All right, so get your stuff now. The gas stations are closed. People are like, oh, I can just get gas if I need it. If I need to like dip out, if it gets too close, I'll just go get gas. And no, the gas station was already closed, and then they waited till the last second. They actually had to leave, and then their tank wasn't even full, and they were just on the highway for the hurricane instead of just in their house. You know what I mean? It's like, be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Start saying that, spread that, get that out there, guys, and you have a blessed day.